Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. Reform have been out and about and they've been saying some interesting things that aren't, I think, particularly important in terms of policy, but give an indication of direction and certainly for civic and national pride. They're saying that with effect basically of this morning or tomorrow morning, when they start again as councillors after the bank holiday, they're going to insist that on the buildings that they can control at the moment, i.e., all council buildings in the 10 or 13 councils that they own, that only the Union flag will be flown from those buildings. They're not going to allow things like the Pride flag or the EU, etc. They're going to say and reinforce the sense of national pride. Now, as I say, this won't actually achieve anything in terms of productivity or, reduction of costs or anything like that. But what it does do is it sets out their stall. And I think, which is more important, really annoys the lefties. Because not flying a gay flag doesn't mean you hate gays. Not flying the Ukrainian flag doesn't mean you hate Ukrainians. Not flying somebody's flag doesn't mean you dislike them in any way. It just means you're attaching more importance to your own nation than you are to other nations or any other political causes. And they've said that when they do get to power at a national level and form the next government, they're going to reintroduce or alter existing framework of a flag act, which will inform the manner in which flags are treated, the order in which they are flown, and the legality of flying non-national flags at various events. Now, I think in Britain, the standard, and I'll excuse the pun, the standard way we fly flags is the monarch's standard is always the highest. Below that comes national flags. Below that comes the flags of international organisations to which we are members, and after that comes any other flags lower down, smaller. So obviously the royal standard would sit above it all. Then you'd have the flags of all nations, and then you'd have things like UN flag, for example. And when we were in the EU flag would have been there, but it would have been below all nation states. And then way down at the bottom would be things like the gay pride flag, etc. on those days. He's also going to call for the raising of the home country flag, so the St George's Cross, St Andrew's Cross, St Patrick's Cross, and the Welsh Dragon on the Saints' Days, for example. So yeah, I'm completely with this. Let's have some pride. Let's set our stall out. Let's make Britain something you can be proud of, not something that the left seems as they think that we ought to be ashamed of. Because I'm not ashamed of Britain. I was, I'm ex-military. I served. I served Britain. Not ashamed of it. And we shouldn't be. And sure, yeah, you look in the past, we've done some dodgy things, but so's every other country. They're not ashamed of their flags. We should not be ashamed of ours. Thanks very much. Bye.